time for our last video for 6.2. Now remember, so far in 6.2 we have multiplied monomials. Let me go back there. That was all this stuff, right? Review of chapter 4, a little bit of monomial times a whole bunch of stuff, monomials times each other, and then we did binomials, multiplying two binomials, and the mnemonic for remembering that is FOIL, F-O-I-L. It's just a little way to remember. And then we practiced a whole bunch with that stuff. Right? And now we're here where it's not binomials and it's not monomial, it's harder stuff. What do you do when it's a binomial times a trinomial, for example, which is what this one is? You have a binomial right here because it's got two terms, and a trinomial here because it has three. And the answer is, well, pretty much what you did with FOIL. You just have to be organized about it. Okay, so I'm going to write this out. So I want 2x times x squared. That would be 2x to the third power, right? And then I want 2x times 5, right? So that'd be plus 10x squared plus 2x times 6, which is 12x. All right, so that's at 2x times each of these. And then you want to go for minus 4 times each of these. Now, you can write it like this. You can say minus 4x squared minus 20x minus 24, because minus 4 times 5 is minus 20, minus 4 times 6 is minus 24. You can write it all in one big string. But when you're working by hand, that can actually get kind of messy. So it's often better to kind of line them up. So where you put, here are the first three. That was from 2x getting multiplied by each of these. And then you take the next three, which is from 4 getting multiplied by each of these, and you line them up vertically. So that way, you see what happens. The 10x squared is over the negative 4x squared because they're like terms, see? And then we would add them all up, right? A little plus sign. Okay. So if you add these, you're going to get 2x to the third doesn't have any compatriots. He's by himself. He doesn't have any like terms. Then plus, ooh, I better put an equal sign in here. Sorry. Then 10 take away 4 is 6x. And then positive 12 take away 20 is minus 8x minus 24. And you're done. And again, you could write them all out in one big long string. Sometimes I do that, but it's not really very helpful for you if you're writing by hand. It's better if you keep them kind of organized to kind of keep your sanity. All right, now let's do it again for this one. This one's going to be even worse because you're taking a trinomial times a trinomial. So in case you missed it, what happened with a binomial times a trinomial? You got 3 for the first one, 3 for the next one, which gave you 6 total things that you had to add up. Right? For this one, we're going to have 9 because you have 3 here and 3 here. So I think it really helps to line this up. Okay, so let's start it off. 3x squared times x squared. That would be 3x to the fourth. Then I want x squared times 5x. That would be minus 5x cubed. Then I want x squared times minus 2, which is minus 2x squared. All right, there's the first batch. Now I'm going to start with the next batch. That would be, let's see, minus 2x times a positive 3x squared. That's minus 6. Let me go right down here. Minus 6x to the third. There, I'm trying to line them up there. Then I need minus 2 times a minus 5. That's plus 10. X times x is x squared. So these two line up. And then I have a minus 2x times a minus 2. That's plus 4x. All right, now the next one starts at 12x squared because 4 times 3 is 12. So I'm going to put plus 12x squared right here. And a 4 times a minus 5 is minus 20x. Oops. There we go. And a 4 times a minus 2 is minus 8. All right, so I've got 3 from the first batch, 3 from the next batch, and 3 from the third batch, right? All in all, it gave me 9 total things. And I'm going to add them all up. All right, 3x to the fourth doesn't line up with anything else. So I'm just going to write 3x to the fourth. Oops, let me put an equal sign in here. 3x to the fourth. Now, minus 5 minus 6 makes minus 11x to the third. And then here, this is the hardest one because there's 3 of them. Minus 2 plus 10 plus 12 makes plus 20x x squared, then minus 16x, the 4 and the negative 20x, and then minus 8. And you're all done. So it's not hard, it's just you have to be organized when you do it. As long as you're organized, it'll go pretty well for you. And you don't have to do this lineup thing, but I think it's kind of easier if you do. All right, so last one, we got to find f times g by hand. Okay, so f of x was, let's see, that means when it says f dot g, that means we need to find f of x times g of x. So that's 2x minus 3, oops, sorry about that, 2x minus 3 times 3x squared plus 4x minus 7, I think it was. Let me double check that. Oh, look at that, I'm that good. All right, so let's see here. And again, we can do the lineup thing. We're going to do 2x times each of these things. So that's 6x to the third plus 8x squared minus 14x. Not too bad on that one. And then let's go over here to the next part. We want a minus 9x to squared, x to the 2, sorry, and then minus a 12x plus a 21. And there we go. And we're going to add them all up. So I'm going to put a big line under all of it, and I'm going to add. Okay, 6x cubed doesn't have any like terms, so I'm just going to put 6x cubed minus 1x squared, or minus x squared, I guess. You don't need the 1 there if you're feeling lazy, like most mathematicians. Then minus 26x plus 21. And we're done. All finished. All right, so last but not least, take that function you just found and substitute -2 into it. So let me grab it. Oh, here, I'll grab the whole thing. I don't really need all of it, but so be it. All right, so f times g of x is equal to what we just found here, right? So then I want f times g of -2. I'll put right here. So they want -2, so I'm going to take -2 and substitute it everywhere there's an x. So it's going to get a parentheses -2, parentheses -2, parentheses -2. Always remember that when you substitute with a negative, you want to use parentheses, right? It will keep you from making big mistakes. Okay, so this first one, this is 6 times -2 squared is -8. Minus, and this is where the parentheses really come in handy. When you take a -2 and you square it, that turns it into a +4. So this part right here is +4, but then I have a minus. So it's minus +4, or -4. Minus 26 times a -2 is plus 52. And then plus 21 is still sitting on the end. All right, so this is -48 minus 4 plus, well, I could probably figure this out, but 5 plus 52 plus 21. And I will just make a computer or a calculator find all of that for us. So let me quit. All right, so clear. It was -48 minus 4 plus 52 plus 21. And it comes out as 21. All right then. Oh, I didn't mean to close that. Oops. 21. All right. And we're done. All right. I hope that was enjoyable for you, and I'll see you back here for 6-3 videos.